In the sweet science of boxing, a single punch can change the course of a fight, resulting in unmatched excitement and unforgettable stories. From jaw-dropping knockouts to inspirational victories and thrilling controversies, these punches have produced some of the most impactful moments in the history of boxing. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most unforgettable punches in boxing history. So, get ready to relive these electrifying moments with us. 10. The perfect left hook. Sugar Ray Robinson versus Gene Fullmer. Starting off the list, at number 10, we have one of the most picture-perfect left hooks ever landed. Going into their rematch in 1957, Gene Fullmer had a win against Sugar Ray Robinson, and the early rounds of the rematch also seemed to be going in Fullmer's favor. Gene Fullmer had never been knocked down before that fight, let alone knocked out. However, in the 5th round, Sugar Ray Robinson landed an unforgettably perfect left hook, which sent Fullmer to the canvas.
A jolting left hook by Robinson, and Gene Fullmer crashes to the canvas. The referee picks up the count as Gene tries to rise.
Many boxing experts and fans dubbed this left hook as the most perfect punch ever landed in boxing history.
That was supposedly the greatest left hook ever threw, and it hadn't hit me on the chin.
9. The best of the best. Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward. Next up, we have the best punch of one of the best fights in boxing history. The first fight between Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward against the Ring Magazine Fight of the Year title in 2002, and is regarded as one of the most entertaining fights in boxing history. Though this fight and the following trilogy between the two fighters gave birth to several incredible moments, none can beat the left body shot that knocked Arturo Gatti down in the 9th round.
Of a war with as strong a fighter as Ward before.
That body shot again. That's the body shot. It's the left hook to Mickey Ward. Right here, you see.
Everyone thought that the fight was over, but despite the odds, Gatti stood back up, barely able to defend himself. Through his ruthless determination and unbreakable heart, he managed to continue fighting, hurting Mickey Ward in the same round. Without Ward's left hand that sent Gatti to the canvas, we would have never been witnesses to the heart and determination of Arturo Gatti. 8. Making heavyweight history. Sonny Liston versus Floyd Patterson. The next punch on our list takes us back to 1962, when two of the best heavyweights in boxing history clashed against one another in an unforgettable fight. Floyd Patterson was a 2-time undisputed heavyweight world champion, with 6 title defenses on his record. However, he met his match in the form of Sonny Liston, who surprised everyone by knocking Patterson out with a devastating left hook in the first round,
A left, a grazing right, and a solid left to the cheekbone.
making the record for the fastest knockout in a heavyweight championship fight. This unforgettable left hook changed the course of heavyweight history and set the stage for some incredible fights in the future. 7. The punch that broke Frazier's cloak of invincibility. George Foreman versus Joe Frazier. After 9 consecutive title defenses and a win over Muhammad Ali, Frazier had an aura of invincibility. So, naturally, he was the favorite going into the fight against undefeated George Foreman. George Foreman put a vicious onslaught on Frazier from the very first round, knocking him down 6 times in 2 rounds, earning himself a TKO win in the 2nd round. Though all the punches he landed were impressive, none is more memorable than the first jab that shook Frazier and the following uppercut that put him down.
Ali's trainer right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
Foreman proved that he was much more than a brawler and created an unforgettable moment in the golden years of boxing. 6. Tyson comes back with an unforgettable uppercut. Mike Tyson versus Peter McNeely. Any list of the best punches in boxing can't be completed without mentioning Iron Mike Tyson. His entire career is filled with incredible knockouts and unforgettable punches. But for this list, we have chosen his devastating uppercut, with which he knocked Peter McNeely down in the first round.
Mills length and stopped that nonsense because they were starting to butt heads. Oh, Tyson with a left hook, a right uppercut, down goes McNeely.
This was a massive fight, as Mike Tyson had just gotten out of prison. This was his first fight in 4 years, and many fans had doubts whether he would be the same after such a long time off.
I just want to see what I got to go against this guy and see can I do it.
Tyson proved that he was still the best by knocking McNeely down within 10 seconds of the starting bell. McNeely got back up, but was sent to the canvas again with a brutal uppercut that ended the fight. Tyson has landed some incredible punches throughout his career, and though many would say that the punch that knocked out Michael Spinks was his best, we believe that this punch was much more unforgettable given the circumstances of the fight. Before moving on to the top 5, remember to give us a like and subscribe to our channel if you like the video so far. 5. George Foreman becomes the oldest heavyweight champion with a right-hand knockout at 45. George Foreman versus Michael Moore. Next up, we have a punch that entails one of the most inspiring stories in boxing history. In 1994, George Foreman was 45 years old, and in the opinion of many was washed up. However, in his fight against Michael Moore, he showed his unbeatable determination, and with an incredible right hook, created a moment that nobody will ever forget. Michael Moore was winning the fight after 9 rounds, and only had to keep a tired Foreman away for 3 more rounds to retain the world title. However, George Foreman caught Moore in the 10th round and followed up with a neat, perfect right hook that put Michael Moore on the ground. Despite all odds, George Foreman won the world title after 20 years, becoming the oldest heavyweight champion at the age of 45. 4. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. turns the tide at the last second with a right hook. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. versus Meldrick Taylor. At number 4, we have an unforgettable punch from the 1990 Fight of the Year. The fight was between the then WBC light welterweight champion Julio Cesar Chavez and the IBF light welterweight champion Meldrick Taylor, with both titles on the line. When they finally clashed, the fight was going in Taylor's favor. Going into the last round, he had a lead on the scorecards, and it seemed like the Mexican hero, Julio Cesar Chavez, would finally be dethroned. However, to the shock of boxing fans around the world, Julio Cesar Chavez rallied in the last round, landing an unrelenting combination followed by an epic right hook that sent an already wobbly Taylor to the canvas.
I can't believe it!
Taylor got up, and with only 2 seconds remaining on the clock, the fans thought that the fight would go the distance. However, the referee called the fight as Taylor failed to respond, giving Chavez the TKO win at the last second. 3. The punch that took Tyson's 0. Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. Normally, Tyson is the one making history with his devastating punches, but at number 3 on our list, Tyson is on the receiving end of a punch from Buster Douglas. In 1990, Mike Tyson was undefeated and was knocking fighters out left and right. He was a massive favorite against Buster Douglas, which was just supposed to be a stepping stone before a widely anticipated showdown against Evander Holyfield. Tyson was easily the most feared boxer alive and had a reputation for ferociousness and invincibility. Buster Douglas, however, shattered that reputation with a furious flurry of punches that ended with a decisive left hook. From the beginning of the fight, Buster Douglas showed that he didn't fear Tyson and continued to land his jab, which caused a lot of swelling on Tyson's eye. Tyson landed a massive right in the 8th round, which knocked Douglas down, but he managed to get up. Tyson tried to finish the job in the following rounds, but Buster Douglas was tougher than he anticipated. He continued to fight and ended the fight in the 10th round with a flurry of punches, ending in a straight left that put Tyson out, making for one of the biggest upsets in the history of boxing. 2. The punch that wasn't thrown. Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. For the second entry on our list, we are going back to the golden years of boxing, to the fight between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Everyone said that Ali was too slow and too old when he fought the young George Foreman in 1974. Ali proved otherwise. He laid on the ropes for most of the early and middle rounds, letting the powerhouse George Foreman tire himself out. Then, in the 8th round, he sprung into action. Ali landed a lot of impressive punches in that round and eventually knocked Foreman out with a flurry of punches. However, according to Foreman, the best punch of the fight was the one Ali didn't throw. During the final moments of the fight, Ali saw Foreman stumbling and cocked for another powerful punch, but showing an impressive display of sportsmanship, he pulled back, saving his opponent from a lot of unnecessary damage.
To say he was the greatest boxer is a put down. He was bigger than boxing.
Ali became the world champion, and because of his sportsmanship, gained Foreman's respect as well. 1. Roy Jones Jr. humiliates Glenn Kelly. Roy Jones Jr. versus Glenn Kelly. Finally, to top off the list, we have an amazing and unforgettable punch from Roy Jones Jr., or as some call him, Captain Hook, was in the prime of his career in 2002 when he faced Australian boxer Glenn Kelly. Jones absolutely humiliated Kelly, playing with him for 7 rounds and ending the fight with an unforgettable punch in the 8th. Jones put his hands behind his back, taunting Kelly to hit him. He used his lightning-fast head movement to miss a couple of punches from Kelly and leapt forward with a thundering right hook that knocked Kelly out. That's all for today. We would love you to hear about your opinions in the comments, and do tell us about your favorite unforgettable punches. Lastly, if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more boxing content.